Welcome to another Mind Right Monday. Today we're going to talk about 3 forgiveness quotes that you absolutely must know. Hey guys, welcome back to another Mind Right Monday. I'm Bonnie Kelly, and today we're talking about 3 powerful quotes by 3 very powerful people that are sure to help you in your forgiveness practice. Now, for those of you who might not have noticed yet, now forgiveness is a huge topic that I come back to over and over again. Because as we are evolving our consciousness, as well as becoming more emotionally intelligent, it is essential for us to have a healthy, functional forgiveness practice. Now, hear that word. I said a forgiveness practice, because it's something that you're going to have to come back to over and over and over again. Because whether we like it or not, people are going to hurt us. They're going to make mistakes. We are going to make mistakes. We're going to fail. We're going to say the wrong things. People are going to say the wrong things to us. They're going to offend or harm or hurt us. And so having a healthy practice of what do you do with those emotions when you feel betrayed, when you feel abandoned or abused or hurt, so those emotions don't stay with you, is a really essential part of being emotionally intelligent. Okay, so let me start off with my very first quote, and that is, forgiveness is a gift you give to yourself. Now, this is a big one. You never guess who said it. That's right, Tony Robbins. He absolutely is such a great motivator and inspirer for our this generation. And so he's talking about how forgiveness is a practice. It's a gift you give to yourself. Now, why this is so important is because forgiveness, it's a reminder that it's not for anyone else. When we forgive, it's not a gift we necessarily give to the other person. It's not necessarily something that is outside of us. It's something we do for us. And it's important to remember that, because it's easy to get hung up on the fact that we don't want to forgive, especially if there's an injustice, or especially if that person hasn't forgiven or hasn't apologized. It's easy to not want to forgive them, not want to move into that. And so we can continue to feel that harbor, that resentment, that anger, and that distrust, and that disease in the body. So when we talk about it being a practice, or we talk about it being a gift you give to yourself, it's an emotional release of all the toxic energy of the story that replays in the mind over and over again, so you can be mentally balanced and emotionally free. Okay, so this leads me to my second quote that you absolutely need to know, and that is, holding onto anger is like drinking poison and hoping the other person is going to die. This is a big one. You never guess who said it? The Dalai Lama. Yep, he said this. One of the earlier Dalai Lamas said this, and it's something I come back to over and over again in a lot of my classes, and it's important for you to really hear that. When we hold on to anger, so when we hold on to unforgiveness, when we hold on to this hurt and this resentment and we don't let it go, it's like drinking poison and hoping the other person is going to feel our wrath. It doesn't work. We have to recognize that everything we're feeling in here is our process. This is our part in where we need to take emotional responsibility to release. Now, again, that by releasing these energies and moving into forgiveness, this does not mean making what they did okay or acceptable. It is about just being emotionally balanced and free of all the toxic energy and all the emotional distress. So the story that just consumes our mind and taking a lot of our healthy energy, we want to pull that back to ourselves and release this person regardless on if you've gotten an apology or not. Now, this is going to lead me into my third and final quote that you need to know about forgiveness, and that is, the weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is an attribute of the strong. Now, this one was said by Ghandi himself, and I think this is a great one that ties them all together, is that forgiveness is not for the weak. It's not for people who are unwilling to be vulnerable, who are unwilling to challenge themselves and their thoughts. It's not meant for that. It takes a tremendous amount of courage, a willingness to be vulnerable, a willingness to be releasing energy. It requires your time and your work to make this movement. And because it requires that, it's not for the weak-minded. It's not for the weak-hearted. Because when we're weak-minded, we don't deal with our stuff, we don't overcome things, and we don't move through things. So we want to be practicing these mental disciplines, and those mental disciplines are a healthy practice of forgiveness. So hopefully these quotes have inspired you a little bit to get into a forgiveness practice, because I tell you, it is a powerful exercise to adopt. Now, let me share with you this week's tweetable, and that is, forgiveness isn't always going to be easy, but it is always worth the investment. It is so true. It is not easy. It's a choice. It's something you got to do over and over again. And forgiveness is very, very easy to want to not get into, because it requires us to take a hard look at ourselves and the situation and how we're internalizing this. So it's not easy, but it's always worth the investment of your time and your energy to be able to move beyond this. All right, so don't forget, we love hearing from you. So send us all of your personal development questions. All of these great videos all over YouTube and all over our blog are inspired by people just like you. So you can email us your questions at getinspired@bonniekelly.me, and don't forget to comment below, because we love hearing about all of your suggestions and your ideas of what you think about this forgiveness idea as well. And don't forget to tweet, friend, fan, and follow us on all social media platforms. And now we're on Snapchat. Woo! So come join us over there as well. Until next week, I'm Bonnie Kelly. Make it a good one.